Season 1 of 2016, yep, it's only December 2015 at the moment, but Season 1 2016 for the official V8 Supercar action is with us. You're with RaceSpot TV in conjunction with iRacing.com. Looking forward to this very much. There's been some big changes in the off-season. No doubt the commentators for the night, Jake Blackwell and Sam Compton, will be with you tonight. They'll be talking about those changes. It's going to be a fantastic season. There's going to be a lot of questions asked of Ethan Griggold. Let's see if he can go for number 4 in a row. There's going to be some changes in the comments booth as well. Jake Blackwell will be taking the lead whilst I take holidays over the next month. Sam Compton joins him as usual. Jake, Sam, welcome to the broadcast. Take it away.
Yeah, welcome viewers. It's an interesting race. We've got at Phillip Island here for the first round of the 2016 season. Qualifying format's different from last year. We used to have the 12-minute open quali session. Now we have a 7-minute closed session. 2 laps is the maximum you can do. It's going to really change it up, and I think it's going to spread the field out, eh, Sammy?
Yeah, certainly, Jake. It's not really that well suited to the V8 Supercar, but it is what it is, and I think it's going to put a lot of pressure on some of these guys. And speaking of pressure, like Brenton said in his intro, Ethan Griggold's going to be under a lot of pressure this season. We've got a really strong field here today. Everyone knows Phillip Island like the back of their hand, and we're up for a cracker race, I think.
Yeah, as early qualifying people have finished their first laps. Jared Phillip is on pole, or provisional pole at the moment, with 3/10 over Ethan Griggold, and then Mitchell Searlack closely behind on P3. It's such a close field. The top 10 is separated by 9/10 of a second, which is the field, and that's just off their first lap. Some people still haven't done a lap. For Ian Ford, Jake Maloney, Burden, Hammond and Vlasic haven't done a lap yet, which could all play out in the last 2 minutes of quali.
Yeah, everywhere you look in this field, it's just talent, isn't it? And Jared Phillip showing his talent again. Like you said, it's only provisional pole, but 3/10, even a little bit more. So that's a huge first lap for Jared.
Yes, Ian Ford just moves himself up into P2 with a great lap, 30.310, just 0.05 of a second quicker than Ethan, still the front row of the grid away. Still some more people to go, but the field is a lot of talent in this field today, so it's going to be a cracker of a race. So it'll just be interesting to see how people play this race. It is going to be a sprint to the end, no pit stops, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's right, and while we might just go through the information here, Jake. We got the weather today. Oh, I'm still on Fahrenheit. That's an amateur move. Let's just fix that. There, we got a 42-degree track today. The ambient temperature is 20 degrees, and we got 12-kilometre-hour winds. So yeah, it's pretty warm out there today at the island.
Yeah, warm track with the 34-lap race distance is going to be interesting. Warm track always will spice it up because people are used to cold weather. Some have been practicing cold, warmer. It depends what everyone's been working on and how the setups are suited. But a lot of the time they can sort of get a setup to suit all the weather. So still going to be a cracker of a race.
Yeah, and I'm interested to know how they work this out with the ambient temperature of 20 degrees and the track 42. So I lived pretty close to Phillip Island for quite a while, and yeah, I don't think that's very realistic.
Yeah, that's a bit of a difference in weather there, but as qualifying rounds down, I think it's all but over with 30 seconds left. Don't think there'll be many people finishing their second lap now, but it looks like Jared Phillip has taken the pole position for round 1 of 2016.
Yeah, he has. Congrats to Jared Phillip for the opening round at Phillip Island with a 1 minute 30.04, and yeah, 2.5 tenths to Ian Ford and Ethan Griggold starting third. So pretty close all the way down, right down to P12 really.
Yeah, and it's just going to that just shows the talent in this field, and especially with the race that we're going to have. So as they all start to form up on the grid, do you want to take us through the field?
Yeah, here we go. Jared Phillip, P1. Ian Ford on the outside, P2. Ethan Griggold, our carryover champion, P3. Mitchell Searlack, P4. Bo Cattell, Sean Kelly, Matt Morris starting P7. John Emerson, good to see John racing again, starting P8. Josh K. Rogers, P9, and Mitchell McLeod, P10. And then we got the STC driver Michael Cracknell, P11, Marlon McMullen, Richard Alwood, Matthew E. Hill, Marcelo Rivera, Josh Burden, E. Ellis down there in P17, Brenton Hobson, Jake Burton, Michael Hammond, Jake Maloney, and Mario Vlasic rounding out the 23 drivers we got here for today's race.
Yeah, very strong field, and as the cars start to form up on the grid, there's a lot of changes in the off-season, a lot of drivers now in different teams, so we're going to have to adjust to all the new paint schemes that everyone's got going on in their cars. So I know for a fact that a lot of cars are now running all fuel cells paint schemes, so all of ANZ are running that paint scheme, so it's going to be really interesting to try and get a more distinguish between themselves as we get ready as the grid lines up.
Yeah, that's right. And with all the dramas Trading Paints had over the last few months as well, don't even know if people have refreshed their paints. So yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the factors that has played into, I think, a lot of people changing paint schemes as well. Might as well refresh it when Trading Paints had a bit of an issue. So it's good to see some new paint schemes. A lot of old faces returning as well to the official series, so it's good to see.
Yeah, it's excellent to see, and I think this official series will just keep getting stronger and stronger as it progresses.
Yeah, well, we'll continue to get stronger. As I don't know whether Phil Cell has lined up on the grid, as we should be getting close. Here he is. He's back. There he is. Says we just wait. The revs rise. And we're green for 2016. Great start.
So was Ian Ford.
Very strong start as the pack of 23 cars heads into turn 1.
They get it figured out before doing corners. Single file. Oh, someone's gone wide.
Yeah, that's Cialac, I think. Yep, Cialac has run a bit wide. We gathered as we got a car in the background. That was a Simworks car from ANZ. Another one around as well.
Oh, it's all happening in the background.
Yeah, a bit of the TTR cars together.
They kind of, I was just going to say they got it figured out, but we've got cars going everywhere. 3 wide through Stoner Corner. These guys need to get it figured out.
Yeah, I think they've all sort of got it figured out now. As pack up.
No.
As I say that, a little bit of contact into Honda Corner. As the front 7 to 8 cars have sort of straight lined it out, and there off they go.
Yeah, the front 7 have got a great start there. Spread out just a little bit. I think Ellis is gone, Marlon's gone in the background. We'll get back to that.
Yes, there's a bit of the TTR cars have got together behind. That was Hilly. Matthew Hill and Emerson got together, as well as Maloney was involved in that. So they 3 teeth. That's not going to go down with a team.
No.
They all got together coming through Hayshed.
So as we cross the line for lap 1, Jared Fuelcell's got quite a good sized lead, and behind him Ian Ford and Ethan Grigoldis side by side. Not anymore.
Yeah, a bit of carnage, but Ethan Grigold now up into P2 makes easy work of Ian Ford. He knows he has to keep an eye on Jared Fuelcell. He will run away from this if he gets the clean air, which he's got at the moment. He has a good nearly a 1 second lead already after lap 1.
Yeah, and we can just see Ethan just starting to stretch out another car length from Ian Ford. He's definitely got pace. I don't think he's going to have Jared pace, but we're going to find out here in the next 10 to 15 laps. He's definitely pushing it. See him locking a rear brake a little bit there into the hairpin.
Yeah, with all the changes in the off-season, this car actually, I didn't think had many changes, but a lot of people have been complaining about how the brakes are working and that in this car, so we'll see how that sort of plays out. It's definitely the first season, so it'll be good to see.
Yeah, I haven't done any laps since the new build, but I'm the same as you. I've heard a few little people complaining that it's not stopping and it's not turning as well as it used to. I'm not sure why. They didn't announce any changes to the V8, but all these little changes through the servers and stuff, they can play on the cars just a little bit. Yeah, we'll see. We'll just have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, have to see how it plays out with the tyre wear as well, because locking those brakes never is good for a tyre, and they don't like it at all. So as we come out at the end of lap 2, Ethan Grigold is now on the charge to try and chase down Jared Filso, who is now pulled out pretty close to about a 1.2 second lead, so he's still gained 3/10 as he keeps his lead going.
Yeah, and I just looked through the field. Everyone's pretty well spread out right now, and they've got themselves sorted out after the lap 1 carnage, so we'll have to see who's left. We've definitely lost Matthew Hill, Lee Ellis. They're both a lap down. There's definitely more that have suffered in that carnage as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of contact going on. Just look back here with Burden and Marcelo Rivera. They are having a good battle there. Cello had a look down into turn 2, but he didn't have a go. Now I wonder how he's going to go through Stoner Corner, right in the back, coming into Honda now. Whether he'll have a look, he has a look. think that's going to be positioned there. He's got the inside and he's got it done. So Marcelo up into P10.
Yeah, very nice. I was just looking at the lap times of Ethan and Jared was 0.3 faster than Ethan that lap. So, oh, we got trouble.
Yep, trying to find that.
Yeah, it looks like Jake Maloney. What's happened
alright
here?
now.
Jake Maloney's just giving it way too much jandal, just a self-spin there.
Yeah. Do a self spin. It happens. I think we've all done it, especially out of there, so just a little bit early on the gas and looped it around at a Honda corner. Managed just to not hit anything, keeps back going again.
Very easy. We see quite a gap now, both from Jared Fieldcell, Ethan Grid Gold and Ian Ford. They're all pretty well spread out, but like we mentioned earlier, Jake, these hot temperatures, I think we might see a lot of things come into play as far as tyres go later in the race, like who can look after their tyres the best. And I think with about 10 to go, we're really going to see who's still got rubber left on those rears.
Yeah, that's right, especially coming down to those last 10 to 15 laps is where the tyres are going to be at their worst, and see who has managed those tyres, especially over the course of this race. It is sort of a long distance, it's technically a full fuel load, so you're just going to be pushing and hoping they can survive. But Ethan wasn't that much slower than Phil, so he only lost about a tenth that last lap, so he's still there. He hasn't closed the gap, but he's not losing as much as we would have thought.
No, well, Jared might just be playing it smart too. He's got his lead, he's got his little buffer there, so now he might just have to sit back a little bit and try and save his tyres for later in the race, whereas Ethan really has to push it now to try and catch him. We see Mitchell might be closing the gap just a little bit on Ian Ford as well for P4 and 3, or 3 and 4.
Yeah, this battle's going to heat up soon, I reckon, when everyone sort of bunches up and gets close together. It just depends, obviously, on how they're running and the setups and how they're going to work with the tyres. But at the moment, the field very spread out, much more calmer than lap 1, but it was a new season. I think everyone just wanted to have a bit of fun, but that was not the way to take it, so we'll see how we get going with the rest of this race. It looks like it's much more calmer.
So 30.99 there for Mitchell, 30.9 flat for Ian Ford, so Ian's a tiny bit quicker. 30.999 for Ethan and 0.7 for Jared, so Jared's definitely the talent right here.
Yeah, he's just making that gap now at 1.5 seconds, so he's getting it on as we've got a battle for P10 between, I think it's Marcelo. We've got a battle behind Marcelo, so it's P11, Burton and McLeod at the moment is on with, I think Burton's just sitting there watching and
Well, it's Burton, McLeod and Burton, so it's a three-way battle. Mitchell's got a whole lot of damage there, missing his front bonnet. We'll just keep an eye on this.
Yeah, it's going to be on here in a minute. I think Burton, that front damage might not be helping his turn in at the moment, but as well as McLeod's got some damage, so you don't know who's hurting the worst at the moment.
No, and Burton's probably got the best car out of all of them.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty clean car, especially after all that carnage that took place, so we'll see what happens here. It's still a long way to go. We're only on lap 5 of 34, so it's 29 laps to go as Burton has a look on McLeod. Doesn't get his nose up there. Had to think about it though. He thought about it and
just got
sort of put him on edge.
Let him know he's there.
Yep. It sort of released the pressure on Burton a bit there, as Burton's now got a comfortable about 3 car lengths on McLeod now. So that'll help Burton sort of get back into his rhythm and disappear.
Yeah, well, McLeod's had to go from attack mode to defence mode there, and like you said, it's just let Burton, I'm getting confused, I'm confusing myself. Jake gets out in his mirrors again. Ooh, nearly stuck a nose in there around doing corner.
Yeah.
Thought better of it.
There's also in front of them, we had a bit of a go between Michael Cracknell and Josh Rogers. Rogers now with TTL, so that's a new move from him into the new season, and it looks like it's doing well. He's doing well up front. We just had a attack on Michael Cracknell into turn 2 and just ran a bit wide as Burton's had another go.
Yeah, it's all over him. He's going to get it done. Hard to get the power on down there, but Mitchell's just let him fall back into line. Mitchell's smart enough to realise he's got the pace on him, so now we'll see if Burton can catch Burton. As we sound like we've got a few dramas.
back in the pack.
Back in the pack. We won't relay those messages.
No. Something's happened between Hammond and Maloney, I think. Ooh. Bit of contact, but as we look back up to them, it looks like Burton now is trying to defend McLeod, as he does that well, but now he's just going to get to the back of Burton and keep moving on.
Yeah, and he is slowly getting there. So we'll keep an eye on this battle, see if Jake can get past Josh. I'm just going to call him Jake and Josh so it's not confusing.
Yeah. So we look back at Elwood, and Elwood just, ran deep into Honda corner. Oh, you got a bit of a bump, so it was a bit of an interesting mistake there. So as we move back up to the front, it's all Phil Cell at the moment, just pulling away 1.6 seconds now in front of Ethan Grigault as Ford is right behind him, closing in on the gap, gained 3/10 last lap. As Cialak has big problems into turn 1. Lost some time and ground there, so that's not good for him.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on this Jake and Josh battle. Jake's down the inside. He's locked a little bit of brake, but he's got it done. And Mitchell McLeod's going to have a look too. Josh...
Yeah, McLeod straight on the attack there.
Yeah, but Mitchell's known for being on the attack. Josh got a little bit loose and a bit of oversteer there and just gave Mitchell a sniff. And anyone who knows Mitchell, once he gets a sniff, he loves it.
Yeah, he definitely wants to have a go now. He wants to keep up with Burton. Burton must have some definite front left end damage. He hasn't had the pace of these guys. As McLeod has a look, he's put his nose in there.
Too deep. Oh, how did he pull that up?
Burton gave him the room there as McLeod makes that spot.
I think he had to, or else they were both going to be off mowing the grass.
Yeah, that was definite. Given room there, seen him come, no point fighting the battle now.
Oh, we got a battle up here with Mick Cracknell and Josh K. Rogers, 2 wide coming into Doohan. Mick just breathes it a little bit, lets him through. Pretty smart driving, really.
Yeah, they were on it a couple laps before, and then Rogers made a mistake coming out of turn 2, so he's caught back up to him and got the move done as he moves on, looking forward. He's got Cialak in front of him, who just had the mistake before, so he'll be getting back into his rhythm. So we've also got, I think, closing up in P2 is Ian Ford and Ethan Grigault. That's starting to live up again. He gained 2/10 as Ford. He has a look down in Siberia. That was a bit of just putting the fill in those mirrors for that Maverick Evolution Racing Australia coming up.
Yeah, the race is definitely on here again, as it's been for the last few seasons between ERA and STC drivers Ian Ford and Ethan Grigault. So Fordy's showing a little bit of pace right now, but he's been in this situation many times, and I think Ethan knows what he has to do, Ian knows what he has to do, and let's just see what happens here.
Yeah, it's all a matter of just patience, I think, especially, but you don't want to have too much patience because Phil Cell is pulling out a gap. He's now 2.1 seconds in front of Ethan before the end of this lap.
Ethan just stretches the gap a little bit there as they come onto the front straight, or the Gardner Straight as it's called.
Yeah.
Beautiful day here at Phillip Island.
That it is, as Phil Cell is now 2.5 seconds in front of Ethan, so definitely now this battle is going to slow these two down and just let Jared just slip away. And I think that's what Jared would want here, just to get a nice comfy cushion so that he can control the race later on and not have to push.
What do you reckon, Jake? Next time by, we might go on board with Ian Ford and just let the viewers have a listen to the V8s around here at Phillip Island and see it from the view from inside the cockpit. Ooh, Ian's having a look.
Yeah.
So as long as Ian's behind Ethan here, we might go on board, Hugo.
Yeah, that'll be good.
We'll pick them up just as they come around the final corner onto the Gardner Straight. Ian's definitely showing the pace. This is going to be very interesting viewing.
Yeah, this will be good watch. Be good to see where it'll also be able to see the weaknesses of Ethan's car at the moment, so it's going to be good to ride on board and see how Fordy's attacking him.
So they're just coming around to Gardner Straight now. We're going to go on board with the ERA Maverick Welding Holden Commodore of Ian Ford and let you guys listen, so sit back and enjoy. Well, I'll tell you what, Jake, what I learned from that is Ian Ford's looking really menacing under brakes. He's definitely braking deeper than Ethan is at the moment, and maybe that's got something to do with the way the car brakes now. Maybe Ian's found a little bit more, but he definitely closes the gap under those brakes into the hairpins.
Yeah, he definitely runs a different line through a lot of the corners as well. It looks like
Definitely,
that might be a bit of an influence that he's got with the car set up. That could be helping there, but he's still just going to menace the back of Ethan, as Ethan actually gained a couple of tenths that lap, so still losing heaps of time to Jared Phillip, so is now nearly 3 seconds out in front.
Yeah, Jared might have to pit just to make it interesting, I think. Just looking through the field, everyone is really well spread out right now, so we might just keep an eye on this battle between Ian Ford in P3 and Ethan Grigalt P2.
Yeah, the field's sort of really quietened down. Everyone's got into their rhythm now and sort of found their place on the track. So it's good, except for these two right here in second, P2 and 3, they're on it.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much to make a mistake here at Phillip Island, just to get a front left or a front right on the grass under braking. And get this full concentration around this really
hard on tyres as well, so that's Phillip Island is very unique.
Speed track.
Yeah, it was very good as Ethan sideways there, showing a bit of wiggle, working those rear tyres there, because Ian Ford would have seen that, so it's going to be interesting to see what he picks of that, and might pick the brain a bit trying to get him out of the corners.
Yeah, and you see Ian's closed the gap a little bit. He's got a much better drive down the straight here. Not much, just a little bit. But like you said, he'll be playing on Ethan, and Ian will be seeing his weaknesses and learning lap by lap. We're on lap 12 now, so not too far in, and a lot of guys are starting to show signs of some rear tyre wear, so these guys are going to have to watch it a little bit, I think.
Yeah, well, they're already nearly a second. They're 8 tenths slower than their fastest laps of the race, especially Ian Ford is, as well as Ethan Grigalt is over a second slower. So you just got to look at that, and they're already losing a second lap compared to when the fresh tyres were on the car. So at lap 12, and there's still a good chunk of the race to go. That's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's definitely a really substantial fall off lap time wise. So I think that's
just going to throw up another curveball, but the heat, I think,
really good for the series and great for racing in general.
The heat really is just going to throw another dynamic on this race, especially with how the setups are.
Actually see the humidity has risen a little bit since the start of the race, so that's interesting. The wind's changed a touch and the humidity's up another 6%. I don't know whether that's going to play a factor as the race goes on.
I don't think it'll play that much of a factor. I do know it's not like it's NASCAR where we're running grill tape. We're going to change our grill tape every 10 seconds, so that's sort of a different factor. But Ian's still sticking with Ethan at the moment as we concentrate on this battle for P2 and 3. It's still going to be on, but I don't know whether Ian has anything for Ethan. He gets there, but then he can't make it stick, so it's just going to be interesting.
Yeah, Ian's strong on one part of the track and Ethan's strong on the other, so it's kind of difficult. It's, the battle's like it was for the last couple of seasons, mate. Big up to Joe Phillip driving away with this. Definitely the star in the show here, but the race here with Ian Ford and Ethan Grigalt just doesn't go away. Maybe these guys should get married and live happily ever after.
Just live underneath a tree together. I don't know how that's going to work. But Ethan's sideways at a Honda corner as he comes into Siberia. He was sideways there. Fordy's going to see all this. It's what he's going to be looking at and noticing all the little errors, not the errors, but the little mistakes in the rear of that car, and you can see what the weaknesses are of Ethan. As we move to the...
Yeah, we got a bit of a battle back in the field here. Mitch McLeod again.
Yeah, Marcelo is in it as well. So it's starting to liven up here. Between Cello, Burton and McLeod is just going to come and hunt them down.
Yeah, who's Marcelo running for this season? I'm seeing a new skin for him.
Yeah, that new sponsors for Evolution Racing Australia in the AOL Auto Loan Centre car. So it's a good paint scheme, following on from the same design with all the other cars. So it's good to see him. Good to see him in the V8 Supercar as he got his pro license for the BES. So it's good to see that.
Yeah,
and especially shout out to all the other teams in the BES. I know TTL, Madcal as well. They one's from the top of my head who made it also into the Pro Series. So congrats to all of them.
Yeah, definitely a lot of hard work went into that, that's for sure, as we see Marcelo under all sorts of pressure here.
Yeah, he's all in the back of him right now, so makes a bit of mistake through turn 2, but he still could get the better drive coming into Stoner Corner.
Yeah, Jake ran very wide. There is 2 lines you can take through there, so if you do go a bit deep, you can get away with it. So they both, nothing really happened there. They both made a slight error.
Yeah, he's on it again. He's having another look.
Cook me some eggs, woman.
Yeah, McLeod's closing up on this battle as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how he plays this out. He's obviously got past, they both got past Burden as well, so depends on how Cello's running at the moment, depends on how it's all going to play out.
Yeah, well, it's definitely giving Mitchell another sniff at a few positions here, so he's definitely closing the gap. We've got a 3-way battle here for P10, 10, 11, 12, so good action here. Lap 14.
Yeah, well, even all through the field, we've got these battle packs will start to form as the race goes on. Burton tried to carry a lot more speed through the final corner, and under Gardner Straight, you would try and get into the draft as they weave across the track.
Yeah, he's got a big run here, but not going to be close enough. But Marcelo will be looking in his mirrors constantly, knowing that he's got 2 cars, and we saw Mitchell before. If Jake gets inside Marcelo, which he'd probably enjoy, Mitchell will probably jump straight through and follow him through.
Yeah, he'll most probably have another look down here into Honda corner as he does.
Oh, here it is.
Yep.
Big dive. Makes it
Got
stick.
that move done. Good
Well,
awareness from Cello as well to let it through some Cello sideways out of the corner.
So now it's up to Mitchell McLeod to see if he can get past Marcelo Rivera. He want to do it quickly, otherwise Josh will just drive off here. Josh is definitely showing good speed.
Yeah, Josh is showing a lot of good speed in that car today. So it's going to be interesting. Cello might be able to play another attack onto him, but I don't know. It depends on how well the car's going. The battle between P2, however, is heating up as well.
Yeah, you read my mind. I was just going to say Ian Ford's still there. If anything, a tiny bit closer than he was last time we left. So we might go back up for P2 and 3 with the Simpit STC Motorsports driver Ethan Grid-Galt holding on for dear life for P2.
Yeah, he's back on it now. So Ford, he had very late dive there. If there was a gap, it wasn't going to be there. So just filling the mirrors, making sure Ethan knows he's there. As we've got a battle between Bo Cattell and Kelly down here for 4th and 5th as they start to liven up as well. So we've got battle for 2nd and 3rd, battle for 4th and 5th. So it's all on now.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Bo Cattell this race. He hasn't been sideways enough, obviously, to make it to the broadcast, but he's definitely under pressure from Sean Kelly right now. Both of them with very smart-looking skins. Bo's new car looks excellent. I'll try and zoom in and get a bit of a look at that, see if we can give the sponsors a shout.
Yeah, it's a good-looking skin. It's good to see them having a good battle up front here. As well behind them is Mitchell Cialak, now part of ANZ, who he moved over into the last race of the season last season. So it's good to see him having still a strong run after his little mistake up into P6, so he's still pushing on.
Yeah, and let's not forget our leader, Jared Fuelsell, 5 seconds in front. We haven't forgotten you, Jared, but pretty much out there time trialling, mate. Bo Cattell's looking really tight. Looks like he's got a beautiful setup. Kelly's pushing, making a few tiny little errors here and there, which is not really giving him a chance to get to Bo Cattell's bumper at all.
Yeah, it's just in front of them. 40 had another look going into Honda corner there on Ethan. This battle is just starting to liven up. He had a big look down in the Honda corner as they come through Siberia now. Up on top of Lukey Heights. He's still there, still having a look. He's definitely got the run on Ethan at the moment. I don't know whether he'll have a look or a bit of a cover from Ethan into MG, so it's interesting to see. Ethan knows he's there, knows he has to block, so he's got a fight on his hands.
Just behind him as well, Matt Morris and Josh Rogers, they're pretty tall as we see. Josh had a big wiggle there and kind of lost a bit of ground, but he's definitely closing up on Matt Morris as well.
Yeah, well, he passed Michael Cracknell a couple of laps ago, so he's made some ground up to be all over the back of Matt Morris now for P7, so he's on the charge here. Move back up into P2 and it's still on 40. He's not close enough this lap to have a look, so he's just going to sit behind, get as close as he can to that rear bumper into Honda corner.
He's definitely showing his strength under braking there, isn't he? Both the hairpins, turn 4 and turn 10, he's really deep under brakes.
Yeah, he's showing his strength of the brakes, but it doesn't help if he can't get it off the corner. I think that's where Ethan's beating him at the moment, is off the corner just a little bit, be able to gap him.
See if Ian closes up the gap on the brakes here again. Not as strong there as he is on the other hairpin.
As we move back to Marcelo and Burden are on it as they are sideways as they come into hay shed too wide. That is, that's a gutsy move.
Doesn't normally end well.
Up over Lukey Heights, they're still side by side.
Have done well. Respectful, good driving.
As I say, there's no body contact, a bit of contact into MG.
And look at this, we've got a full car battle now.
Yep,
Still
here it goes. It's all on. Hobson's now into this, as well as Hayden Dodman will catch them. Oh, Burden's still there. Gets it done. Oh, Hobson thinking about sticking it in there, but thought better of it.
Marcelo's going to need a new pair of panties after this lap, that's for sure. He's under all sorts of pressure.
Yes, he's now going to have another attack on Burden around the outside. And Burden gave it back. I think Burden maybe rolled out of that one.
They're still too wide.
Oh, this is close. They are on the limit.
It's going to be a 5-car battle soon if these guys keep it up here. Marcelo did great to get around the outside there.
Yeah. But he's still on it. Burden is all over the back of Rivera now. He blocks as Hobson goes really late.
He's gone.
That could have been a Courtney Premo incident, but they're lucky that was avoided. As you got McMullen passes Hayden Dudman behind them while that all went on, so...
That just gives Marcelo a little bit of time to catch his breath now.
Yeah, it was on for young and old then, and it sort of just calmed the pack down, get everyone sorted, even though we lost Hobson in the process, but it's all good now. They can get back going and see if Marcelo can maybe hold on for some more laps before the pressure starts to build up again. Yeah,
and we got the Space Jam Commodore of Mullen. He's going to be closing up and getting in on the action here. He has got a fair bit of damage. I'm not sure how that's affecting his times, but it's right rear damage, so it might not be too bad. Nice little paint scheme though, I'll give him that.
Yeah, paint scheme is awesome. It's also got a little bit of front right damage as well, so I don't know how that's helping the front aero on that car, but he's still pushing along, still in P14 at the moment, so...
Yeah, I don't know, I think Mullen does all his own paints, and I don't know when this guy sleeps, because every time I turn my Facebook on, it's just a Marlon McMullen fest, so... I'm not sure if he sleeps or what his deal is, but...
Just nocturnal painter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a nice paint scheme.
Everywhere else has sort of calmed down. We know Ethan and Ford have
Oh,
spread a little bit of a gap.
He's jammed up the rear brakes.
Yep.
Well.
So the field's just sort of spread out after all that, which is good to see, gives us a bit of a break. But it's lap 20 of 34, there's still 14 laps to go, so long way to go yet.
Yeah, the real battle is with Marlon and Hayden Dodman right now. Marlon's definitely showing signs of tyre wear and damage. Hayden's car's not looking too bad, so typical Hayden Dodman style. He doesn't qualify very well, but he normally drives up through the field if he can get through cleanly.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like how we can keep going through this field without a clean car, because as we've seen, I think Marcelo had a clean car but now doesn't, so it's just it's a little bit of iffy going on. It's good to see a couple of clean cars out there.
Meanwhile, Jared Fuel Cell 6-second advantage over Ethan Griggold, and Ian Ford is now about 6/10 behind Ethan, so that battle has slowed down just a touch.
Yeah, as you've got Cattell and that is all starting to group back up behind them. So Cattell, Kelly and Sialak, that group is coming closer and closer together, and it's going to start heating up soon.
Yeah, definitely. Bo's got a bit of clean air here. He's got a clean car. I'm not sure how his pace is. Last lap was a 32.2. 32 flat for Bo, so yeah, Bo's a little bit quicker than Sean right now.
Yeah, it's all a matter of that draft and who did what on that last lap, whether there was a move or anything of all. A little bit of a mistake from Kelly out of MG, so, and again, so rear tyres are starting to fall late.
Still plenty of laps here to go, and it's going to be really interesting at the end to see who's got tyres left. These boys have been pushing hard now, 22 laps with these hot temperatures like we spoke about. I think we're going to see a lot of sideways action in the last few laps.
Yeah, it's definitely on a lot of throttle management, as Kelly was really deep under brakes into turn 2, but lost a bit of ground on the middle of the corner, and Cattell still has a bit of breathing room. I think we've lost Michael Cracknell, has lost drop connection in the process.
Yeah, had a technical issue.
That's unfortunate. He was running solidly inside the top 10, so that's unfortunate to see.
Yeah, tough way to start the season for Mick. He'll build a bridge and get over it, I'm sure. But yeah, not good.
He'll be back for round 2, most probably.
Oh yeah, he'll be there.
On it. The battle's still lining up.
Yeah, can Sean Kelly get up to Bo? Sean's
He'll
also
get
got
up to him. That's how he passes him.
Yeah, he's also got to keep an eye on his mirror.
Yeah, Sialak in the new ANZ car. He's doing well. Moved on to this new team after last season. He's really shown his strengths in this car.
All three drivers get a really good drive out of the final corner.
Sialak actually looks the best placed at the moment, looking on the car setup and how it's riding at the moment. Not as much oversteer as the other two, not as I say that, a bit sideways, but looks like it's the better handling at the moment. He has caught them up after his mistake earlier on in the race, so could be in the better position here.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see that with Sean and Bo. Like he's got to start driving defensive now instead of attacking the car in front of him. So you can see Bo just extending that gap just a little bit.
Yeah, it's Kelly with defensive there into Honda corner, so he knows he's there. He's just trying to cover that position in case he tries to have a dive. But it'll be a bit early now. The gap's close, but not that close. There's Maloney and Hobson down the back for P15 and the inside. Oh, you had a look, Maloney into Honda corner. Thought better of it, backed out of it as he keeps on going. Hobson did go off before, so trying to recover.
Yeah, this is a battle for P15 and 16, but doesn't matter when you're one of those drivers. It's still a battle, and yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, there's always battles throughout the field in V8 Supercars. That's one thing you can be assured of. It's always going to have a battle somewhere along the field. I think Maloney's going to have a look into MG. Down the inside, grab the dirt. Hobson gave him the room as he's going to stay on the outside. He's still there. I think Hobson got the better drive on the inside and gets it done. You can get a bit sideways there out of MG. It's a notorious place to have it happen. So he's got that move done. He's covered that move, so keep going.
Yeah, it was pretty smart driving there from both of them, really. Hobson just gave him that little bit of extra room and got the better drive, and here we go, too wide. Oh, flies past him.
Yeah, Maloney using that draft. Did well there through onto turn 1, takes that spot away, now up into P15 for Jake Maloney.
And they both run a little wide.
Interesting to see also Maloney in a TTL colours, so that's a new team for Maloney after all of Dayco Motorsport. So from Dayco to TTL, it's good for them to pick up him. He's a good driver, good caliber driver, so it'll be good to see how he performs with TTL.
Yeah, well, he's got a chance to show his skills right now. He's going to be under all sorts of pressure still from Brenton.
As we just move up in front of them, it's back on between Burden and Marcelo. They are on again as they were very close through Hayshed up over Lukey Heights.
Got a big Sean Kelly. Oh, it's going to be tight. Kelly's
around the outside. Around the outside.
Oh, look at that.
Sideways.
Oh,
See, like on the grass.
Huge save.
Very good save.
And now
Kelly runs wide.
Yeah, look, too much pressure through all those sections, and something was bound to give.
Yeah, he gave him the room and did the right thing to give Cialak the room, and it's just unfortunate he ran a bit wide there from the pressure, but now he's got Rogers straight back on the rear end, so he's going to have to now protect from Rogers, who's going to be coming up through.
Yeah, Mitchell did really good to save that. He almost overcorrected, and it was a really good save, and then to get it pulled up and settled for the next corner around there through the southern loop, which is one of the toughest corners to get right, if you ask me, to get it fast. So it was a really good save.
Oh, Rogers sideways. Sorry to cut you off. Fully opposite lock there. Wow. Good save then. That could have been straight into the outside fence, and that could have been race over. So good save. He's lost a bit of ground to Kelly, but he'll be able to attack next time. It's definitely where the tyres are starting to just drop away now, as we've got a battle back to Burden, but this time it's Burden and McMullen for 12 and 13, so they're on it now. Burden's lost a bit of ground to Marcelo last lap.
Yeah, we've also got another battle for P9 and 10 with Burton and McLeod. So McLeod's all over the back of Jake.
Yeah, so those battles are starting to form up. We've got about 9 laps to go, 8 laps to go now, so cutting to the end of the laps, tyres are definitely going to be screaming their last, so it's definitely times are very much slower than what they were running at the start of the race.
And now you mentioned at the start, Jake, that it might be very close on fuel. What's the chance of people not having enough to make it?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as well, so we're good.
Here comes Jake, having a look. He gets down there. Can he pull it up? Yes. Nice clean move. Gets a good drive out of the corner. Oh, sorry, that was Mitchell on Jake. Oh,
Yeah,
he doesn't
great move
clear
there.
him though.
Oh, he's still...
There he goes. Yeah,
There he
Jake
goes,
had to
around the
lock it.
outside. Gets it done. A lot of wheel spin there from Jake Burden.
So Mitchell McLeod up to P10, started P14. So he'll be kind of happy with that, with all the damage he's got.
Yeah. Still a good drive. Be looking to catch the cars in front.
Meanwhile, Jared Fuel Cell still has a 7-second lead over Ethan Griggolt, and now it's nearly a second back to Ian Ford, so that battle is definitely quietened down.
Yeah, it's all quietened down now. I think the two closest cars to track we have are McMullen and Burden for P12 and 13. So it's quieting down a bit, and especially now with the tyres starting to play out, it'll be good to see.
Really strange. I've lost my paint schemes now.
I've still got a more, as Sialak is actually starting to close on Bo-Cattell for P4 and 5. It must have been a mistake last lap because Cattell was considerably slower unless the tyres are going. As we move back and Mullen,
big wiggle.
massive wheel as he goes through Stoner Corner into Honda Corner now. He's all over the back of Burden. See them trying to take different lines to conserve the tyres later on in this race, so seeing how that plays out with the lap times, most of them running around the same, so just different ways to conserve it.
I'll tell you what, some of the new sounds are nice to listen to as well, Jake. The new ripple strip sounds and the sound of the cars on the dirt, so that's a nice little advance from iRacing.
Yeah, the popcorn sound effects as they're calling it. It's a bit of a different thing, but it's really good, interesting sounds to hear in the car. It's good to finally hear the ripple strips. I know for a fact, being from R Factor and other games, you can definitely feel it and you hear it in those, and it was a bit of a miss thing that you didn't have in iRacing, so it's good to have that. It's good to have the little other sounds that they've included in. It's good to have a nice refresh. As we move up, Sialak was late on the brakes there, nearly lost it, managed to recover.
Yeah, he came in, locked a brake big time, had to throw it down on the inside of the track so he didn't hit Bo, and he's a pretty good save, hasn't lost too much time. That was close to disaster for both drivers.
Yeah, that could have ended badly, so it's a good position now. He's recovered that. He's going to push hard to try and recover that, but I think behind him, Kelly and Rogers has caught the back of Kelly again, so see how close this battle gets towards the end of this race.
Jared's finally been able to pass someone up here. He's just lapped Lee Ellis and just put it totally sideways with Lee right behind him, so that was a bit of a moment. I'm sure he's just having a bit of a play there, but nearly got him unstuck.
Yeah, sometimes a bit of a play can get you unstuck. You don't want to have those sort of moments, but it's I'm sure he had it 100% under control and knew what he was doing.
Yeah, it would have been a big error, that's for sure. Just having a play when you've got a 7.5 second lead. And,
yeah, there's not many laps to go, but it can happen. You get complacent with it and you can make a silly error. It does happen. The field has definitely quietened down though, not a lot of battles. The field sort of spread out a bit. I think Rogers and Kelly are really closing up now.
Yeah, that's about the biggest battle we've got right now for everyone at home watching this race. Pretty long race, I think, without any fuel stop strategy. I think they probably should have limited the fuel or something for these types of races to make it a bit more exciting. Even maybe iRacing should look at making the fields a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's all just going to come down to it. I think, like I was saying at the end of the last season, there was talk about the new different compound tyres that they were going to implement them, and I think these races will have a different aspect if you try and make them use both compounds in this sort of one tank race. That'll liven it up, but we don't know if they're going to implement it or when they're going to implement it. So we could.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be implemented. Like they have announced, they will be doing it for the Formula One, and I guess like in real life, anything that comes into Formula One will be handed down slowly through the other series. And unfortunately, the V8s still haven't got the newest tyre model, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but I'm sure they have their reasons. But yeah, things will definitely change up in the next year or so, and yeah, hopefully it'll make this series even stronger.
all we can hope for is they're waiting on it. But here it goes. Kelly and Rogers is on. Rogers is right behind him through the southern loop. Comes down through Stoner into Honda. Kelly playing that defensive line, just making sure that he has it covered in case there is any dive bomb.
They're both looking really strong. They're not making any mistakes. Sean can't afford to make a mistake right now.
Yeah, Sean's just running the nice race, trying to keep that position in front of Rogers. I know he made that little mistake before, so from running right under the attack of Cialak, so it's just a matter of holding his position now over Rogers and getting it towards the end. Not many laps to go. Field is very much spread out as we come to the end. I think Kelly has gained a good chunk of time that last lap, about 4/10. As we move back to Burden is on it again.
Josh Burden and Marlon McMullen. Marlon's still trying to get this, take this spot away from Josh, but keeps making little mistakes. So does Josh, but yeah, it just hasn't worked out. Ooh, Marlon's got a really nice line through there.
Yeah, Marlon. Burden made a little error coming out of the last corner, so he's going to be on it on the draft. Had a look, thought better of it, especially down to turn 1 with the older tyres. You'll have a lot of understeer there as he comes into the southern loop. Trying to run that different line to get the exit out of the corner. He tried to get it done. Little bit of wheel spin, so he won't be able to get it done. McMullen will still have a look, I'd say, down into Honda corner.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite close enough. It's interesting to see the two different lines through the southern loop, like you said. Like, if you're trying to defend, you can take one. If you're trying to attack, you can take another one to try and set up a passing move.
Yeah, it's sort of will predict your line later on in the race, depending on where you are on the track, depending on what you need at that present time. Depends on how you run that corner. It's a very much a different multi-line corner.
Both cars looking unsettled in certain parts of the track. I'm sure with the damage and with the tyre wear right now, they're holding onto it.
Yeah, as we move back up to P4 and 5, Cattell and Cialak are both on it again. Cialak caught him after that little error that he had going to Honda corner with that little late and half spin in the middle of the corner, so he's back on it. Hopefully he doesn't have that mistake again, otherwise all this time he's going back up. But Cattell is really sideways at the last corner. Rear tyres must be hurting. There it is, he has a look, Cialak.
No. Ooh. Not quite.
He put it, he's up there, he's only at the C pillar though.
Cattell holds onto the position for now.
Yes, only a couple of laps left, so Cialak will want to get it.
He's got a great drive out of there. He ran that wide line. He's going to have a really good position coming in to make a move under brakes into the hairpin here, but it's a very hard place to get it done.
Yeah, as he comes up over Lukey Ice now, he's definitely got a better tyre life on the rears as he has a look down to MG. He's got the rears locked. Cattell gave him room, which was smart, and he's just letting go. Or has he? Yeah, I think Cialak's got that one done, so that's P4 from Cialak. Cattell moves down to P5.
Yeah, Bo was just smart there. He saw him coming. He knew he had to give him room, or else they were both out of the race. But Bo, hold on to it, son.
It shows the tyres are hurting, and they want to get off that car now.
Yeah, Bo's got a pretty heavy foot at the best of times. I think he's got a good run here.
Yeah, that draft really helping keep him in contact with Cialak, but I think through the slower parts of the track, through the middle of the corner, through Honda and that, I think Cialak will start to pull away with a better drive that he has at the moment.
So lap 33, this race is coming to an end. Bo's still showing some pace here. One little mistake from Mitchell and Bo will be right in there again.
Yeah, Bo is driving the rear tyres off of that thing at the moment, fully just oversteered sideways out of the Honda corner, just trying to put the power down. The rear is not responding.
So unless Mitchell makes a big mistake here, I think this position is locked up for him.
Yeah, I think he's just needs to keep it together. Obviously, he will have noticed that he will have the better tyre life than Gattel, so he's just got to hold on to it as Phil Sell has started the final lap of this race.
Yeah, 8.3 or 9 second lead now back to Ethan Griggolt. So Jared Fuelsell has showed his qualities of a driver that he normally does, and absolutely dominated this race in the first race of this season here at Phillip Island. So congrats to Jared.
Still got another lap. Still get around. You don't know what can happen. He's going to have another sideways moment.
I think he could close his eyes and still win this one.
He's drove an excellent race today for the first race of the 2016 season.
Yeah, he hasn't got much share time in his ANZ Motorsports SimWorks machine, but he's hanging it out now. I think we might have to give him some type of penalty, rear of the field penalty for these races from now on.
No qualifying penalty.
Yeah, it would be good to see him drive up through the field.
I think there'll be some more challenges that comes on. He's very good here as he's sideways through MG, just having a bit of fun.
Yeah. Doing it for the fans.
Yep. As here comes Phil, so having his usual drift session coming through the final corner right now. Onto the Gardner Straight, and Jared Philsell will win 2016 Season 1 Round 1 at Phillip Island.
Yep, congrats to Jared, and we'll just wait another half a minute, and here comes Ethan Griggolt, P2, Ian Ford, P3, Mitchell's coming across the line, P4, good work for him in the ANZ Motorsports, so we've got a first and fourth for them, that was a good job.
Oh, Cattell was completely sideways, he nearly lost fifth to Kelly. Rogers comes home in seventh, good drive by Rogers. Matt Morris quietly in P8.
Yeah,
I got Marcelo Rivera.
Yeah, he brings it home. P8 actually finished
this race. McLeod P9, good.
11. Mitchell will be happy with that, with all the dramas he had at the start of the race.
Yeah, it was a good drive, Mitchell. Well, there's Burton coming home. Then McMullen in 13th with the 360 to finish it off. Dudman, Maloney, Hobson, and Vlasic. I think that's everyone has finished.
Yeah, as Jared burns them up. So it was an interesting first race. It wasn't that action-packed for us, unfortunately, but it was a really good strength of field, and it was a shame there was so much drama at the start, Jake. I think that really played into this race being so spread out as well.
Yeah, it was still a good race. I sort of had an inkling something was going to happen. Everyone's just had a week off, but now overall, yeah, the lap 1 carnage happens, but it's Christmas, so Merry Christmas to everyone, and hope everyone's a good New Year as well. We'll be back next week, which will be interesting to see as we'll run you through the results.
We as in me? Alright mate, Jared Fuelsell, ANZ Motorsports, dominating win here today at Phillip Island. Ethan Griggolt, second, Ian Ford third. Mitchell Siolak, P4. Bo Cattell, good race from Bo, P5. Look at Mitchell, started, looking at the wrong ones, we'll just carry on. Sean Kelly, P6. Josh Rogers, P7. Matt Morris, P8. Good to see Matt finish one without any dramas. Mitchell McLeod, P9 after all the dramas he had, that was very good. And look at this, Jake Burton started in 20th position, finished in 10th, so that's a great drive from Jake. Marcelo Rivera also started P15, finished in 11th, so great drive. Josh Burton finished 12th. Marlon McMullen had a few dramas in that race, 13th. Hayden Dodman, P14 again, driving it up from the rear. Jake Maloney, P15. Sorry, I've had too many cigarettes this weekend. Jake Maloney, P15. Brenton Hobson, P16. Mario Vlasic started, rear of the field, 23rd, finished 17th. and pretty much everyone else there did not finish. Lee Ellis, Mick Cracknell had a internet connection drama, Richard Elwood, Michael Hammond, and yeah, all the rest are stuck in the pits for the end of the race, unfortunately.
So that was the results from round 1, as we'll head to commercials and have some post-race interviews after that. So stick around and we'll be back right after this break.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back to RaceSpot's TV coverage, and in conjunction with iRacing.com, the V8 Supercars Online Season 1 for 2016. We have our post-race interviews here with the top 3 today. So we have Ian Ford, who finished P3 for Evolution Racing Australia in the Maverick Commodore. Good race, 40. You were catching Ethan there mid part of the race, but towards the end the tyres started to wear off.
Yeah, it was a pretty intense race. My car started off loose as a goose due to the rear end being in the wrong setting compared to what it should have been. But once Ethan got by me early on there, I just put my head down and tried pressuring him. I kept on trying to throw a dive bomb up the inside of Honda and those sort of things. And he's a great guy for actually putting up with that much pressure for the whole race. And coming into the last couple of laps, I started getting a bit more grip out of the front tyres again, and I just didn't have enough time or anything else to really push up there and get close enough in the draft.
Yeah, it looked like that middle part of the race the car was coming on strong, and you started to put the pressure on and then you just drove away. So it's all down to how the car was handling. How did the weather feel with those tyre settings, especially for that long race?
They went pretty good in that race. I expected a lot more fall off compared to what there was after the last race that I just did earlier. The tyres fell off dramatically with a couple of laps to go, whereas this race here they just seemed to just keep on dropping off, coming back on. So it was a really good race in the Maverick welding car.
Yeah, as we move on to P2 for this race, Ethan Grigalt withstanded the pressure from Ian Ford. How was your race?
Oh yeah, I actually come into the race quite nervous since there was a lot of big names in here and it was a massive strength of field race. But just getting used to the new quali format with the two hot laps being your only chance, and technically around this circuit with the way the tyres burn out, you only got the first lap, so the pressure's on it for qualifying, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that new qualifying format really does shake it up a bit. Yeah, it's going to be a different season. I know with that qualifying format as well, with the big names coming into round one, it's going to be hard for you, maybe even going to be a strong season and hard to keep it up and get another championship under your belt.
Yeah, it's good. I reckon this qualifying is going to mix it up a lot because there is so much pressure on that first lap, and if you get it wrong, especially at a lot of tracks where you can get off tracks, then you're completely stuffed and you'll be back down near the rear of the field. So, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the challenge. I got to probably put a bit more time into racing and some more time into sets as well, since it felt like I was quite a bit down on grip there in that race. But yeah, otherwise, good fun.
Yeah, it looked like in that middle stage where Ford was starting to come onto you in there, the tyres started to drop away just a little bit there in the middle of the race, but still a good race for me.
Yeah, thanks. It was really enjoyable to have a full pressure race like that.
As we move to our winner, Jared Philsell, congratulations, round one at Phillip Island. Very quiet up front, sort of drove a nice race out there and just did what you do.
Yeah, that was pretty boring to be honest, but yeah. I would have liked some pressure, but yeah, I think our setup is pretty good. Going from the Premier Series race to this week, all the boys have been fast, so yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we were talking, Jared. Are you interested in starting at the back next race?
Depends what track it is. I haven't even looked.
Neither have I. So.
Anything's
Xander.
possible with this quali format. It's a tough one.
Yeah, how did you find that? I know like a lot of people have been struggling with that new format, especially just with 7 minutes. It's sort of difficult to get it run, so especially coming from you, you did get the pole, but how was it for you?
Yeah, it's basically just like a shootout. You just don't know what grip there is because there's only 2 minutes before the actual qualifying starts, so you don't really get a full lap to know what the car's going to be like, so it kind of hits you hard straight in the face.
Yeah, it's sort of one of the things I think everyone's going to be looking forward to over this season, so thank you all. Congratulations everyone on your podium results, and look forward to round 2 at Zandvoort.
Yep. Good work, Jared. Good win.
Thank you.
Are you there, Jake?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I was just taking a breather. So that
Someone
is it.
call
That is the
911.
end. That is the end of round 1, presented by RaceSport TV in conjunction with iRacing.com at Phillip Island. We move on to Zandvoort, I think it is, for round 2 of the season. It's going to be interesting. New quali formats definitely showed as Jared Philsell takes round 1. Round 2 will be certain to throw it up. Thank you for watching.